Hi everybody, Lisa here with another Vera Bradley bag of the day. Today I just thought I'd do a quick video. Well, hopefully it'll be quick. I know I always ramble on and then none of my videos are quick. But just on briefly on a new factory outlet pattern that I thought I would show because I did get just a couple of little things in it, and the throw blanket and the travel blanket. Um, for people who maybe don't live near an outlet and so they can't see it in person, or they haven't made it to their outlet yet, because it's very pretty, and so I just thought I would show it. It's called, and I gotta make sure I get this right because I've been reversing the words in the pattern name. Not surprising. It is called Paisley Amethyst. I have been saying Amethyst Paisley. Oh, God, it's driving me crazy. Paisley Amethyst is the name of this pattern. And I know there are a lot of purple ladies out there. I really love purple. I'm not so drawn to purple always. I didn't feel like there was a lack of purple in my Vera Bradley bag collection. But I know a lot of women are always saying they want purple, and so this might be the pattern for you then. And I do think that the complexity of the paisley, that overall pattern, is complex and it's interesting. It's very interesting. Harder to see even on the mid-size bags because you need a larger section of fabric, I think, to really appreciate what's going on in this pattern, what the designer did. It's a very nice pattern. So when I was in the store, I was looking at the Go Ahead convertible crossbody, and even on something like that, you don't really, it's hard to figure out what's going on exactly in the pattern. And I did hesitate because of the purple background. I don't have a problem with purple. It's just, not a driving force for me. And I was starting to feel a little bit, when I had the Go Ahead convertible crossbody on my shoulder, I'm looking at myself in the mirror, I was thinking, I kind of am feeling like I'm getting a strong Barney vibe. It's feeling very Barney-esque. And so I hesitated, but I have been thinking about it, so I may go back and look again, but I'm sure they're all going to be gone by the time I get back there, because the last few times I've been to the store, it's been a madhouse. And I've always wanted to take pictures to show people, and I just can't even because there's too many people. So here you can, it's pretty accurate, get a nice feel for the colors. I especially love this sort of periwinkle blue in there. And I'm very partial to lavender. I like all the small detail work, all the variety and the small flower elements. But I do have a fondness for lavender in particular, because it was my mother's favorite color, and so it reminds me of her. And so I gravitate towards it. And I also think it's a very flattering color, especially for people like me with a very sort of sallow olive complexion. I also, when I think of lavender, it reminds me of my childhood a bit because when I was a kid, I would go to my local library and they had records that you could borrow, actual records. So I'm dating myself yet again. And they had these two albums of Vincent Price telling spooky, like, ghost stories. And one of them, I took those albums out over and over again. And one of them had a story on it called The Lavender Evening Dress. And I just loved it. Just very spooky, ethereal kind of story about this woman who wears a lavender evening dress. I did actually find that album digitally online somewhere. I burned it to a CD a while ago, so I do have that. But that was nice when I was able to find one of those albums digitally. It just got a little bit of a piece of my childhood back for me, so that was nice. So I do love lavender. And then I got, so it's the Kiss coin purse, which of course is, just a fun, I find it a fun item. I have used it just standalone as a wallet when I'm not taking a lot with me. Can cram some stuff in there, ID, some, bills, coins, obviously. Inside is just this purple color. But these are kind of tempting. These are like candy. You can just buy a little one, and, they're not hard to store. They don't take a lot of storage space, so they're kind of hard to resist and easy, I would say, easy to collect. So I have a bunch of these. Plus, there's something about this closure that is so old school, right? It's very retro. It reminds me of my grandmother. I feel like everybody's grandmother will have a certain age, if you're of a certain age. Your grandmother had purses like this that snap with a kiss lock. Very retro. And then I got, if people have been watching recent videos, I know I've been using the Campus Double ID, both the factory version and the signature version, just to tote around my photos with me that I normally would stick in my wallet. This has an ID window on the outside. You can see the plastic there. And then there's another one on the inside, but I'm never going to put my ID facing out. So I would put photos in there. That's when I started to say, well, how can I use these? I want something for my photos. Pin snap closure, and then inside, behind that second ID window, there's also a slip pocket. And on the other side, there's another slip pocket behind this front slip pocket that's sort of cut on an angle. So I'm going to stick other photos in there. What I am finding, though, about my method here of toting these around was I really like two together. When there's just two together on a loop, they hang nicely. They hang really smack up against each other, and I like that. And I did try this, where I put this, I threaded this one on here. I can do it right now, because this is one of those easy rings. They start to splay out a little bit because of the width of them. And that was starting to bug me. And so I'm thinking I might just have to get another lanyard and only have two per lanyard. So, of course, that's going to require me to go out and buy more lanyards. Gotta do it. In the meanwhile, I did have this in my video on the Morgan. This is the Gen Zip ID in Foxwood, and I was very pleased. I bought it as an impulse purchase because of the rabbit on the flap there. It's going to blow out. It's blowing out in the light, unfortunately. But I did realize when I looked at it more closely that there was a fox showing through from the lining, showing through the ID window. So I would have normally, I wouldn't put my ID there, but I was going to use it to put photos there. I won't do that now because I want to see the fox. So I'm just slipping my photos, in this pocket under the flap. Because some of these photo sleeves, actually, I may continue to do this with this. I was just using it, sort of thinking I was using it temporarily, but now that I'm thinking about it, some of these sleeves don't fit in the Campus Double ID, so I may just keep this for that purpose, but I'm still going to need a lanyard for it. Anyway, so that's that. So on to the real point of the video, which was the throws. So this, I have two. First, I got the travel blanket. Let me get the names of everything right. Fleece travel blanket, Paisley Amethyst. Paisley Amethyst. 60 inches by 45 inches. As most people know, I would imagine, with the travel blanket, it has this, what functions, the trolley sleeve, so you can slip it over your rolling luggage. And then there's, underneath that though, there's this area that forms a pocket. So when you're folding it up, it tucks in there nicely and you get this sort of pillow shape. I'm not going to unwrap this now because I feel like it's going to take me forever to get it back together. I'll open up this one. But I bought this with the idea that I would try it as a car seat cover for Peaches, and this pocket would, if I slip it over my headrest, will anchor the blanket nicely, keep it in place, and I'll get better coverage than over the rest of the area in my car than I do with the cover I've got in there right now. And if it works well, then I'll probably get another one, to put over the other headrest. Here you can see start to see what's going on with the paisleys here. So you get this on the lavender color. You can see the paisley with the the pretty flower work inside of the paisley. It's very Vera Bradley, that kind of a motif. But then you get this black, space, the negative space, all running throughout the pattern. That's also forming paisley shapes. And what I do prefer this version to the cotton. You see the background is purple here. Here is black. And that to me makes all the difference. I mean, I just feel like these colors really pop on the black background. It sort of makes the purple more special in a way. Here it's just all purple, but here the colors really pop. They look very jewel tone. I mean, if Vera Bradley had made this, the cotton version, I would have been all over it. No question. I mean, I would have gotten that go-ahead convertible crossbody without even a second thought, and I probably would have gotten a whole lot more other stuff or been very tempted. That black, like I said, makes all the difference. Really, almost looks more sophisticated. I mean, this is just kudos to whoever did this pattern. I mean, it's gorgeous, really gorgeous. Okay, so I'll open up the blanket. Now this is the regular throw blanket, Paisley Amethyst. Oh, and this was a really good deal at the time. I don't remember what the discount was in the store. I think it might have been 60% off plus 20% off at the time. So I got it for I think it was like $14 and change. I mean, you can't beat that with a stick. Now this is, again, the throw blanket, 80 by 50 inches. So what was this, 60 by 45? Yeah, 60 by 45. This is 80 by 50. This is only my second throw. I do have a throw in Animal Kingdom, which is a signature print. And when I saw that a little while back in an online outlet sale, I just jumped on it. And I have washed that one, and it has gone through the washer fine. But I have heard stories about people complaining that their throws didn't go through the wash well. I don't know if they pill or they really start to shed. They haven't held up well in the wash. And I've heard that regardless of whether it's a factory one or whether it's a signature store one. So I don't know what's going on with the production. I haven't washed this, I just got it, so I hope it holds up. And this one, when I bought this one, the discount was $50-$30, I think. It's just under $20. So still, I think, a really good price. When I told my husband that's how much it was, he was surprised. Almost felt like he was going to tell me to go get more. Okay, so let's open it up and see if I can hold it up in a way that people can see the pattern a bit. So that the back side is, you definitely can tell the difference between the front and the back. And the back doesn't look bad, but it just looks a little rougher. Like the pattern doesn't look as sharp. Okay. So there, you can see what I'm talking about with the black negative space creating these paisley-shaped outlines within the paisleys that are in color. So you got this paisley in color. Oh, this one over here has a different pattern in it. It's hard to... It's just, really gorgeous. So you can see what I'm saying about how you really need a bigger piece of the fabric, I think, to see what's going on completely in this pattern. And on a bag, unless you're getting like whatever their huge tote is at the factory outlet, whatever they're calling their equivalent of the maybe the Get Carried Away tote or Miller tote, whatever their factory equivalent is of that super big tote bag. That would be or a duffel, I think. That would be where you could really see what's going on with the pattern. Sorry, I keep looking at the screen, not the lens, because I'm so mesmerized by it. It's bewitching. um, so on the smaller, medium size and smaller bags items, I think it's harder to really get that feel. And then there are smaller paisleys in there, you know, little delicate, smaller paisleys. Pretty little foliage, all that foliage in there. I just think this is such a beautiful palette, with all these different purples. It's really gorgeous against the black. So I hope that helps people who maybe aren't sure about what this pattern is about. Paisley Amethyst, not Amethyst Paisley. I don't understand that logic. Paisley Amethyst. um, anyway, I hope that helps. Sorry, getting mesmerized by it again, hypnotized. I hope that's helpful for anyone who maybe doesn't get to go to the outlet store that often. I just wanted to share it because it's so beautiful and it feels very nice. And they're polyester, I think. I don't know if it says. It must say that on the tag. There must be. Yeah. Let's see. Made in China, 100% polyester, machine wash, cold, wash separately, gentle cycle, non-chlorine bleach, tumble dry, low. Anyway, thanks so much for watching, and hopefully see you next time on Vera Bradley Bag of the Day.